Well. Hello, everyone. I'm Postmaster Radio, and it's time to bring on the funny. You're listening to Ujokes Weekly, the official podcast highlighting Jonathan Mangum's virtual comedy show Ujokes, where comedians compete for the best jokes. Same deal for you guys and gals on YouTube and Facebook. It is literally comedy gold at your fingertips. Pretty exciting stuff. Now, we're going to do the podcast a little bit differently today, and here's why. Because normally new Ujokes episodes are on Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, of course, via YouTube and Facebook. Except, due to the presidential debate on Tuesday, September 29th, there was no new Ujokes that night. The only new show that we got this week was a couple nights ago on October 2nd. Great show nonetheless, with Knudsen and Kim Caldwell, Harvey. Pretty good comedians at that, I would say. Some really great jokes all around. So what we're going to do is we're only going to be talking about that show, but that won't change much in the Ujokes podcast. We will still have the top 5 countdown. I've got 5 fantastically funny Ujokes moments to discuss with you wonderful people. And we've also got the Ujokes Awards. And then normally after that would be Ujokes Extras, kind of the honorable mentions of virtual comedy shows, except that is not going to be the case. Because if I'm being honest, I feel like the top 5 countdown and the award ceremony for this week will best sum up that one Ujokes show. So we'll see how things go, but I think it's going to be a great show today, and I hope you think so as well. Oh, and of course, a quick reminder from now before I forget, if you missed last week's Ujokes podcast, catch up now via the link in the description. You will also find a link to the Ujokes YouTube channel if you are able to play along live, or if you just prefer watching Ujokes from YouTube rather than Facebook. But anyway, enough chit-chat, let's get started. My 5th favorite moment from this Ujokes show is actually the last show's best segment. Last show's best. And here's why. You see, not everyone can play on Ujokes Live. Some people, they watch the new episode after the fact, and hey, maybe that's what you're doing right now. If you did miss the live broadcast of this show, that is perfectly fine. You still have time to type in your joke via the comment section on YouTube. Same deal with Facebook, of course, if you prefer that. And maybe with any luck, your joke will be the golden ticket to be able to play along live in the final round on the next show. That was definitely the case for Jess S., who has been on the show before. In fact, this is his second time as Last Show's Best. You may remember the game of You Got to Be Crazy from, I think we mentioned it last week, with the underwater scuba diver. The yoga pose joke that Jess had was called Drownward Dog. Not bad, huh? I kind of like that joke in there. That's why it lands at spot number 5 on the old Ujokes countdown. And we are going to come back to Jess in a little bit because he also had a really great joke for the last game of the night, but more details to come soon enough. Right now, though, Kim Caldwell in the spotlight for spot number 4 on the countdown for a game called Bumble Brag. And in case you're wondering what the hell Bumble Brag is, well, I don't blame you because it's not as obvious as some of the more obviously named games. Let's say a picture such as, in this case, a woman riding a bird, and then based on the pic, you'd have to come up with the caption, were this pic shown on someone's dating profile. And by the way, that definitely looks more like an emu to my eyes, but for the purposes of Kim's joke, let's just call it an ostrich, shall we?
Okay, here we go. Looking for a man who is like my pet ostrich, who wants to also take me for a rough ride and stick his head in my hole.
Hello. Yeah, a bit of a lengthy joke for me personally, but I kind of like that one. It was not the winning joke of that game. Knudsen kind of beat Kim out on that one, but nonetheless, I thought it was a winning joke for me anyway. Great joke from Kim. The 3rd spot on the countdown is going to go to you guys and gals on Facebook, courtesy of April Kerr, and I hope I'm not botching your last name, April, with her joke for the picture of basically a hospital, except the patient and the nurse are pigs. Seems appropriate enough. General Hospital. Another funny joke from April. Surprisingly not the winning one, but nonetheless, that is picture perfect, if you know what I mean. Great joke, April. The 2nd spot on the countdown, we are going to go back to Jess from last show's best. And as I mentioned before, because he won the honorable title of Last Show's Best, he got to play in the final game, Show of Bands. And for the picture of one Granny Smith apple looking a Red Delicious apple, and vice versa, believe it or not, Jess and the others had to come up with the band name. Once again, we seem to be on the trend of jokes that don't seem to have the audience vote for, the best joke from the game. But nevertheless, Jess might just be the apple of my eye with this one.
This is clearly the hit record from the band Apples to Orgasms. Orgasms.
Another funny one. I'm like, I don't know how these people do it, honestly. That is just wow. Great job from Jess. And again, congrats to him for being part of that little mini group, along with other people like Martin Jones and Josh Bagley that have been on Ujokes for 2 shows now. That's impressive. And now, last but certainly not least, we have come to the number 1 spot on the old countdown. This is for a game called Dumbest Answer. And you know what? This is a game in which both of the comedians, Kim and Matt, and Team Audience, they all had 3 amazing jokes that I couldn't just only pick one. So yeah. Anyway, for the question this time on Dumbest Answer, where do babies come from? Kim was essentially the winner of that game, with her response, out of my damn vagina. But then I think she also got cute little baby points, because she also pulled out her adorable little baby, Houston. And as such, the quote-unquote 18-pound baby won that particular game for Kim, so bravo. I mean, probably more so the baby than Kim herself coming in with that win, but still. Also from Team Audience, Mark J. DeRester with his answer, babies come from Netflix. Oh boy, that would definitely be considered dumb. But then we have a joke from Matt Knudsen that, while didn't win the game, allowed us to get to know a little bit more about him. Might be a small case of TMI, but still.
If memory serves, my dad gave me the talk, and he said babies come from when you have sex with a stork. So,
yes! That is a dumb answer.
Pretty sure that's it.
And it explains a lot about your DNA.
And my child, I have no children at all, so but I have had sex with a lot of storks.
Oh, mad. But great jokes all around from that game of Dumbest Answer. I loved it. Honestly, the highlight of my night. So that's that for the Ujokes Top 5 Countdown, and now we move along to the Ujokes Awards. The Ujokes Awards, and the first award of the night, Comedian of the Week. Hands down, Kim Caldwell, mainly because Kim won a lot of the games. Matt was pretty good as well, but if I'm being honest, could have been a little bit better. Sorry, Matt, you're still really funny, but compared to Kim Caldwell, it's back to the drawing board for you, mister. Plus, bonus points for bringing out the cute baby. Houston, we don't have a problem with that. And yeah, for all of those reasons, Kim Caldwell, you are the Comedian of the Week. Congrats. And speaking of the cute little baby that popped up during Dumbest Answer, that is also the Game of the Week. It really helps when all 3 jokes are spot on. It really does. And once again, bonus baby points for Houston. Next up is the Audience Award, and you know what? It looks like this is going to be a draw, because I did like Jess's jokes, but I can't just ignore General Hogspital that easily. I'm not that much of a pig person, but still, I thought that was a really funny joke as well. So let's just make it a tie between Jess and April. And last but not least, Mangum Moment, because this is Jonathan's show after all, I can't not have an award named after him. I'm gonna give it to this little gem from What Is This a Commercial For? If you remember that pic with the young lady, but then her face represents this giant mouth. I liked Jonathan's joke that he had, although he is the host and not technically playing. He thought this was a Weight Watchers commercial with their new spokesperson, Gwyneth Paltrow. I can't not laugh at something like that. Seriously, I can't not laugh at that. Great joke, Mr. Mangum, and that would have to be my favorite Mangum moment from that night. And with that being said, not only is this the end of the Ujokes Awards for tonight, but that is also all of the time we have for this week on the Ujokes Weekly podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had an amazing time. And before we go, a quick little note. Obviously, if all goes according to plan, the next couple of new Ujokes shows will be coming up on Tuesday, October 6th, and Friday, October the 9th. But something else really major if both of those shows still happen in that order, because if that is the case, then Friday, October the 9th will be Ujokes turning 50 episodes old. 50 amazing episodes. And Jonathan, no pressure, my man, but I hope you have something amazing planned. Anyway, can't wait for another week of Ujokes to come, but in the meantime, be sure to stay connected with me on Twitter and Instagram at Postmaster Radio. And for more fun with my Ujokes podcast, you know what to do. Check it out on YouTube, Spreaker, and Spotify. Oh yeah, the account links are all in the description. And until next time, well, bye for now. See ya!